Ladies and gentlemen, John Morrow coming to you today, of course, from one of our very, very favorite venues, Hollis Gardens on Lake Mirror in downtown Lakeland, Florida, my hometown. And I will tell you that we, of course, are in 2017. This particular video I am sharing with you today because I want to talk to you about the sculpture that you see behind me. It's actually, I don't know that you would call it a sculpture per se. It is a piece of work. It is a display piece, and there's probably a different term for it. I think of sculpting as where you take a block of marble or something that is hard and it's just basically no form or shape, and you imagine something in it, and then the person goes about through their creative mind to design and create either a picture of a human being or some other feature, and it becomes sculpture. Whereas the image that you see behind me really was done by an artist who is working with metal and glass primarily. Here's the significance. If you take a closer look at the image, it actually is 3 C's. I'm talking about the letter C. And those 3 C's, I wondered what they meant. And then I was speaking with one of the individuals who is the caretaker for Hollis Gardens here in Lakeland. And he said the title of this work of art is Oracle. All of us, I think, who are educated or have studied or have an aesthetic know what the term oracle means. An oracle is a communicator. There is, for example, an individual who is known as the Oracle of Omaha. His name is Warren Buffett. I know Warren Buffett, having met him personally. I know him because, as a matter of fact, he was my chief executive officer of the company that I worked for. Not Berkshire Hathaway, but rather Geico Insurance Company, because Geico is a wholly owned subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway. And when you think of Berkshire Hathaway, you think of Warren Buffett. But he got the name the Oracle of Omaha because the man knew how to communicate the right kind of information to people and made the right kinds of investment choices, so that he has been not just successful, but he has risen to one of the 3 richest men in the world. I don't see myself as being, in terms of dollars and cents, one of the 3 or 4 or 5 richest men in the world, but I am rich in other things. And it is that richness of life that I've experienced, the opportunity to do what I'm doing now, that gives significance to this piece, as well as the fact that it's called Oracle. And here's my premise. I have not read the story, the bio of the person that created it. I haven't read the motivation behind why they created it and why it happens to be the letter C with a large one on the outside, a slightly smaller one in the middle, and then the smallest one makes up the center, but it is 3 C's, increasing in size. But here's what I think the C stands for. Communicator. Communicator, or the communication process. And what is the communication process? It begins with one person. As a communicator, I have to be the one person to share with someone else a message that has significance, a message that may have importance, a message that might bring joy. Sadly, sometimes we have to pass on a message that will cause sorrow. Not because we intend it for cruelty, but because people care. It's sort of like the message that I received the other day from a close friend, the mother of a businessman here in Lakeland, who has a beautiful dog, and the dog got outside of the fence of their beautiful home, and the dog was running along a lane, and although the dog is not a dangerous, threatening watchdog type dog, one of the neighbors down the street, feeling threatened for himself and for his 2 small children, came out of the house with a rifle and shot the dog down in the driveway and killed it. The message communicated to me was from a broken-hearted individual, and it broke my heart because I know this dog. And as I shared it with other people, it broke their hearts as well, because we're animal lovers. On the other hand, communications can be something exciting, and it can be good news. And it's the kind of news that needs to be passed on to another person, and to more people so that it becomes viral. It spreads. Well, those C's stand for communications and the process of the oracle. It starts with one person. Then it grows into an intermediate group, perhaps the sphere of influence. But from that sphere of influence, more people hear. So it becomes large, almost circular in its pattern, like the world, a globe. Being an oracle is a fancy word for caring to communicate information that can make a difference in your life. My role as a professional speaker, as a videographer, and as an audio communicator through the medium of podcast and radio is to be an oracle of information that can make you begin to observe better what's going on around you. I never noticed. It's not new to me, but what's important about it is that because I finally did begin to notice not just what's out there in front of me and ahead of me and in the future, but I looked back and I took stock of what I noticed but didn't pay attention to. I now pass on this message as your oracle, encouraging you. Learn to see the things that you often miss. Learn to see the winks that life presents to you in your field of vision. And even though you're focusing on me right now, you can see the expanse around me and realize there is much to behold and much that is beautiful and much that you can delight in. That's why a painting, a photograph, a brief picture in your mind, a moment in time, are so priceless, so precious, so memorable. Let the sculpture remind you. We all have the opportunity, because we can communicate, to be an oracle. You be an oracle today. You be a communicator of that which changes lives and makes them better. And I promise you, your days will be brighter and you'll be more satisfied with every single moment that you live. I'm John Morrow. I wish you a fantastic day, no matter where you are. So long.